What is this wooden item made out of? An umbrella-shaped top and a handle that can be inserted. It can spin around. I found it near objects for weaving looms, so it could be for making fabric or yarn. I'm struggling to find anything similar looking online. It's a distaff, a tool used in spinning. It is designed to hold the unspun fibers. It sits on a spinning wheel holding the fibers to be spun and spins around to feed smoothly through the spinner's hands to the wheel orifice. Cage-style distaffs are more common. What is this huge metal object floating on the water just off Split Rock Lighthouse in Duluth, Minnesota? It's been there at the very least for a couple of years now. Every time we visit it's still there. But looking it up on the internet, I can't find any information about it from anyone. It's just sitting out there, super rusted, like it isn't meant to be there. It looks like a plain cabin, almost. Any idea? It's Uncle Harvey's mausoleum. It's an old concrete building. Some stories allege it was a bunker or an ice house, and a persistent tale claims it once housed an illegal casino during Prohibition. What is this small metal plate or tag, found when excavating a Portland, Oregon backyard? It's a small non-magnetic metal tag with 2 numbers. It has a hole and a folded tab. Feels like aluminum. Any ideas? It is the expiration year tag for license plates in Oregon during that time. That was in the day before stickers were a thing. I have found this large metal object put out for the rubbish. It's very heavy and comes in what I think are 2 pieces. I'm unsure if the wheel is part of it. It has a pillar drill-like shape to it, but looks like a hydraulic press on the bottom. It pushes up rather than down like a drill. There is a company manufacturing name on the side, the Standard Engineering Company. I'm a little stumped by it. That looks like a piece of shoe-making equipment. Perhaps a heel press for making shoes and boots. This fits because Standard Engineering Company made shoe-making equipment among other things. This object is completely plastic and metal with a top that slides off to reveal an inner cubic structure. Made in Germany is written on the back. Does not take batteries. And does not make noise or emit light. Bought as a part of an old mix of random photography items dating from the 50s to the 70s. It is roughly the size of a pinky and is fairly light. What is it? It is an incident light metering diffuser for older light meters. It was attached to the light meter and placed near the subject of the photo to measure light incident on the photographic subject. I saw this thing while driving down in Southern Virginia. It's about 3 feet in diameter and 10 to 15 feet long. It's got a couple of serrated metal discs, rubber discs, and small casters around a center shaft. Seems to be a mix of metals, perhaps used to down a tunnel. I searched industrial tunnel cleaners and electromagnetic tunnel devices with no luck. These are technically in-line inspection pipeline pigs. The black boxes are battery packs that record wall thickness, condition, etc. It is used to check the integrity of the pipeline on a periodic basis. I used to design these. I miss those days. What is this zigzaggy metal wire between 2 windows about 7 inches long in a Budapest apartment? Connected at the top and can swivel around on the balcony several floors up. I'm staying in an Airbnb. Not sure what it's used for. It is used to hold the window open at different angles, with the metal loop next to it. I've seen a similar one to make sure a window stays open and doesn't slam on air movement. What are these towers in Egypt? Spotted in farming areas, which is a tower attached to farms in the Nile Delta area between Alexandria and Cairo. They look to be brick-built and part of outbuildings to what look like farms. They raise pigeons in those structures. I lived 6 years in Egypt and had my fair share of roasted pigeons in a restaurant called Andrea, which was near the Ring Road in Cairo. Pigeon is a part of the daily diet in many parts of Egypt, and pigeon houses, or dovecats, are constructed from mud brick to create an artificial mountainous topography. The droppings are also a valuable source of fertilizer, and the houses are so ubiquitous that they are also part of the Egyptian national identity. What is this strange substance on the roof of the shed of the house we just bought that we can't identify? There's a damp smell in the shed itself, definitely water getting in somewhere. Occasionally it leaks a sap-like substance. I have no idea what it is. It covers approximately half of the roof of the shed itself. There are occasional black spots throughout it. It's about an inch thick on the roof. To me it looks like old insulation. I'm in the south and folks use it under foundations too, thinking it will help keep the house regulated, but in fact, it traps moisture against the wood, resulting in mold spots. My guess is the spots you see are mold. What is this line thing on the train tracks in the UK? It's rusty and the sides are yellow. I originally thought brakes, but don't trains already have brakes on them? It's not wood, just rusted metal. It's a bi-directional AWS or automatic warning system magnet. The trains roll over it, detect it, and send a signal to the driver of the train, showing there is a train in that section. Also, it can activate a siren further down the track to warn of oncoming trains. The pipes you see leading to it just contain the cables used to supply power and transfer signals. What is this little dome thing on the dash of a 2015 Chevrolet Cruze? I just recently bought a used 2015 Chevy Cruze, and there is this little dome on the center of the dashboard. It almost looks like a camera. That is a daylight sensor. It also activates your interior lighting at the correct time too. GM has used this same sensor assembly in GMC, Chevys, Buicks, Cadillacs, and probably even Pontiacs and Oldsmobiles. What is this metal object? Looks like a whistle, but isn't. Found in an old sewing box, but can't think of a reason or use in sewing. Thin scratches near the opening made me think of a flint and steel or a knife sharpener. Can't get a spark off it though. The exterior is non-magnetic. The interior cylinder is magnetic. Any ideas? It is a scissor sharpener. There is a diagonal edge on the lower left that matches a diagonal edge on the upper right. These edges correspond to the flats and bevels on scissor blades. In use, you would attempt to cut the replaceable core while drawing the scissors out of the cut, hence all of the cuts and scratches. Technically, it hones rather than sharpens. What is this camera-looking thing my neighbors pointed at my backyard? That is an ultrasonic cat and dog deterrent, an animal deterrent with motion sensors and flashing lights. It has intense ultrasonic signals and strong flashing lights to scare dogs, cats, wild boars, squirrels, birds, and more outdoor animals away from your zone, house, garden, or yard. What is this metal bracket found on a church pew? There's a metal bracket on each end of each pew in a church in Old Quebec City. I grew up Catholic and Methodist. This thing holds a cushion that can then be taken out to kneel on. This is absolutely what it's for. What is this metal and wood object I found in a barn in Iowa? The wood part can spin. It's heavy for the size. There was another one in the barn, so possibly a set of something. We were thinking of a farming implement, but a local farmer who's over 90 years old did not recognize it. If you know it, please tell us in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.